So students, in the previous videos we had discussed regarding the definition of citizens charter and various principles which are underlying this particular initiative of the government. Now all of it seems quite good on paper. Then you would ask me, why am I not able to receive quality services from the government despite having citizens charter? Now this problem that we are facing is particularly due to certain problems or issues or challenges that we are facing with citizens charter. Let us discuss some of these issues. The first major issue that we are dealing with citizens charter is the poor design and content of charters. What do I mean by it? What I mean is, most of the charters that you would find in government offices, they lack precision. And the standards that they are mentioning in the charters are not quantified. These are the two main problems that we are facing with the design and content of charters. There is no precision in the framing of charters and the standards are also not quantified. Now an example was mentioned by ARC2 by reviewing the charter of Delhi Transport Corporation, which mentions, or the charter mentions, that we aim to make our services reliable by ensuring punctuality. Now when you go through this particular statement of DTC, you would not be able to derive any specific commitment which the organization is making. For example, we will not delay buses by more than 5 minutes, or we will not delay buses by more than 10 minutes. This is the maximum permissible delay which the citizens can expect, that is 10 minutes. Right? So when you read that charter of DTC, there is no precision and the standards are also not quantified. They are just, they have just mentioned that we will ensure reliability, we will ensure punctuality. But what is the maximum delay which the citizens can expect? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 5 minutes? Is it half an hour? So this precision is lacking in most of the charters. This is the first problem that we are facing. The second problem is that there is no reform of structures and processes before formulating a charter, right? For example, a government office, or let us say the Road Transport Corporation, says that we will give license to you within 14 days, or let us say the Ministry of Corporate Affairs gives a commitment that we will process your application for starting a new company within 2 days, right? They have made this commitment in the charter, but in the at the backdrop of it, they have not reformed the government structures or office structures or processes in such a way that they can actually deliver on the promise. Right? For example, if you want to start a business and you have to approach 10 different offices to start your business, then would the ministry be able to deliver in the promise of starting or processing your application within 2 days if they do not reform their structures, back-end structures and processes? No, they will not be able to do it. Right? So whenever you promise something, you should at the backdrop have a realistic assessment of, can you actually deliver that service within the time period, or do you have to reform something within your office so that you can deliver on that promise, right? So whenever you formulate a charter, there must be simultaneous re-engineering and restructuring. There must be restructuring and re-engineering of the structures and processes within the government so that they can actually deliver on the promises that they are making in the charter. This is the second challenge that we are facing with citizens charters. Then the third challenge is that there is no accountability mechanism inbuilt in the citizens charter, right? You have promised that you are going to do something within 2 days or 3 days. If you do not do it, then what is the accountability mechanism? Can the citizen complain to someone? Is there any grievance redressal mechanism available to the citizen? What would happen if the government officer is not doing quality service to citizens? Can we impose some penalties on him? Or would the citizen be able to receive some sort of compensation from the government because the standards were violated? This sort of accountability mechanism is completely missing from citizens charters. For example, if you go to any of the European countries, generally when their trains are delayed, they would in fact compensate the citizens by giving a refund or by giving a free ticket for the next travel, because they have violated the standard that they will not delay the train by more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So whenever standards are violated, especially in European countries, they would also compensate the citizens for violation of these standards, which you do not find in India at present. The citizens' charters do not guarantee any legal entitlement to the citizen, and it does not provide any scope for compensation or imposing penalties on the government officers. This is the third challenge that we are facing with citizens' charters. Then the final and one of the most important challenges is that there is no feedback and performance audit mechanism. Now, whenever you buy a product from any private company, as soon as you buy a product, immediately you get a message. How did you like our product? What is the feedback that you would like to give us? Now, this sort of feedback mechanism is necessary for making continuous improvements in the standards of service that you're delivering. Right now, but most of the government officers lack such feedback mechanism. Recently, some departments have introduced this mechanism, but most of the departments lack it. There is no feedback from the end users or us as citizens to the government in order to improve their structures and processes. And there is no performance audit of how exactly is the office doing against the promises that they have made. Right, you have made some promises, you have implemented the charter for 1 year. Now, how exactly have you performed in the last 1 year against the promises that you have made? Are you able to deliver on the promises, or do you have to introduce some reforms in order to do better next year, right? So this sort of feedback and performance audit mechanism is also missing from citizens' charters. These are some of the challenges that we are facing, due to which we are unable to realize the potential which this initiative has.